Can you identify these two black stones or tell them apart? Because honestly, I can't, at least not just by looking at them. But this is going to tell me a whole lot more. Hey, I'm Shaz, and this is my new series, Crystal Detective, where I teach you some really easy tests you can do at home to identify your mystery specimens. Today's one is all about the mineral streak. And what it does is it shows you the true color of a mineral regardless of what trace elements are present. You can think of it sort of like icing. When you're making icing, you might add a few drops of food coloring. Food coloring then would be your trace elements. It changes the appearance of icing, but icing still stays icing. Of course, if you added a whole bottle of food coloring in, you would have a big mess, but it wouldn't be icing anymore. It's the same with crystals. So sometimes we have trace elements that come in and color a crystal a different shade, a different color, and that's going to affect the outward appearance, but its chemical composition is still the same. So your streak remains the same no matter what trace minerals are present. The reason for this is pretty interesting. When we do a streak test, we are grinding a little bit of the crystal into a very fine powder. And because of that, the light interacts with the powder differently and the trace elements effect is reduced or removed. So to perform a mineral streak test, all you need is an unglazed porcelain tile. You don't have to go out and buy one though. Just go have a look in your kitchen and see if you can find any porcelain plate or mug underneath that has an unglazed area on it. Then you can start your test. All you need to do is find an area on your mineral specimen that you don't mind getting a little scratch. You don't want to damage the specimen in the test. So turn it around and find a little area you don't mind getting a little scratch. Next, hold it up against your plate and firmly drag it across the surface of the plate. It's a good idea to repeat the test 2 or 3 times to make sure you're getting an accurate color showing up. Once you've got your color, you're going to refer to a mineral streak chart to try and see what minerals usually have the color that you're looking at. As with all mineral identification techniques, no one is 100% definitive. Instead, you're rather going to figure out what it could be and what it's definitely not. Each test gives you another clue. With mineral streak, this is going to be really useful for opaque crystals, for most of your metallic crystals, and your colorful crystals. It's not going to be very useful for crystals that are usually white or clear without trace minerals present, for most of your silicates as well. Anything that's transparent is not going to work too well. Generally, what you're going to end up there with is what we call a white or a transparent streak. Here's an example of a red hematite quartz. And here you can see that the hematite is only present in the outer layer of the crystal formation. The inside is still the mostly clear quartz. So if I were to streak this, I'm still getting nothing. If I were to streak the outside, I wouldn't want to damage this though, but if I were to streak the outside, I might get a smidgen of the red coming through from the iron oxide. That would be a false result because it's not the true color of the crystal itself. You're just getting this outside area. I've just added a whole guide, including a streak color identification chart, to my learning center if you want to try this out for yourself today. The link is in the comments.